Oilersnation After Dark begins now.
Not today, Satan. Not today. The Edmonton Oilers, they stave off elimination at least for one more game, and they handle business on home ice. They played simple. They played smart for the most part. It was a poised professional win from the Oil. They got great goaltending on their side. They took advantage of some shaky goaltending to start for the Anaheim Ducks. Their star players, they got it done. McDavid was great. Leon with 2 goals. Boosh, 3 apples. It's not the final After Dark of the season, folks. We're stoked to be with you as the Oil, they get it done. They beat the Ducks 4-1 on home ice. And much like we told the people on pre-gaming, the under smashed in this game. You just knew it. You could smell it. You could sniff it. And it cashed for us.
Yeah, we needed that. I mean, the Oilers needed a performance like this, no doubt. I thought that they got a little bit more puck luck in this game. They dominated early. They sowed some seeds of doubt and didn't get too crazy running around taking penalties. And so the power play for Anaheim tried to come back and save them in the second period. But in the third, none of the man advantages come through, right? So the Oilers improved. As I said, a few hours ago, this is a winnable series for the Oilers. It's a few mistakes they need to correct, a few mistakes they need to eliminate to continue growing, and they still need to do that. They still need to continue doing that, but mission critical was having more goals than the Anaheim Ducks winning the hockey game. They accomplished that feat. That's the big.
We're safe. We're celebrating the fact that we are still alive, and It still could be a cup year.
Cup year.
Once again, things got dicey there for a bit. We'll unpack it all. Final 40 minutes. Anaheim definitely pushed the pace, but the Oil did enough, and they did enough early on in the game to hold that lead. And yeah, only one power play goal for the Anaheim Ducks tonight. Let's go.
That's right. Yeah, I mean,
still go 50%, but I'm taking my victory lap, and I'm taking it on Bet365, 19+. Please play responsibly. They're the presenting sponsor of Oilersnation After Dark. Take advantage of the 3-goal early payout feature, where if your team goes up by 3 goals at any point, you will get paid out automatically. I can think of a game tonight that you would have gotten that early payout. The Oil up 3-0 after the first period. But Menzies, they've done it at least. They're living until Thursday. Jack Michaels told us 100 times in a couple of minutes of that game there that Game 6 going Thursday night with the net empty. And it's again, whatever. The Oilers won. We're not bitching about that. But huge first period from the Oilers. What a start. It wasn't pretty. Let's be real. The Ducks outshot them, I believe, 25-8 over the final 40 minutes. Yep. But they found a way to hold on, and we're feeling good right now. Vibe check?
Yeah, well,
we're happy.
You have to be happy with it. They won the hockey game. I mean, if they didn't, then okay, it would have been, a million questions, and a million questions may still come, but you get 2 more days. And Chris Knobloch made some line changes. I didn't necessarily like the idea of McDavid, Draisaitl, captain, but they had a little jump, and really the Nuge, Podkolzin, Hyman line. I mean, Podkolzin again, right early. The Oilers again come out to an early lead. And I mean, 5 games in the series, 5 early leads, or 5 first goals at the very least. And so that's important because, as we talked about, the psychological side of series. Young team now up 3-1 in Anaheim, but they got to go on the road. Oilers need to make it hostile environment. Rogers Place, fans crazy. There was a lot of energy in the building tonight. They had a lot to cheer about early to get their juices flowing. And that was important for them. And the Oilers were able to sustain enough the longer it went along. So that's important. Game 6 will be its own challenge. There'll be time to talk about it. But for now, Game 5, the big boys in this game stepped up in a major way. Evan Bouchard played a terrific hockey game for one.
There's a lot of levels to it because, yes, the star players were awesome, but credit needs to go further down the lineup because if the other guys can't carry their own water, right, you're not going to be able to keep Connor and Leon together, but I thought thoroughly, wave after wave, the Oilers had something brewing, and seeing it in the chat that this was the game of adjustments for Chris Knobloch's deep pairing switched up, forward combo switched up, the goaltender switched up, and it might have been the best complete game for the Oil. You're never going to get, especially in the NHL playoffs, like, yes, they got outshot for the final 40. You're never going to get the full perfect 60 where you dominate the other team, but at least the Oilers did enough early on in this game that they were able to play with that lead and actually sustain a lead tonight. What up?
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Well, if you just make that lead 3, or maybe even more than that,
get the early payout.
That helps. But no, I just thought they were ready to go right from jump. And although that hasn't really been the issue for most of the series, the Ducks have been so good in their response shifts or their segments right after an early goal. But I thought the Oilers kept up their play. They didn't sink down after they had something good happen. It was later on, and the Oilers were the team replying because the Ducks got their power play goal. It could have been, here we go again, 3-1, but they take advantage on their power play with a power play that, you said it in the room, that looked like an Oiler power play goal, the Draisaitl one-timer. So a couple of those moments that make you, that kind of looks like the Oiler team we know. And, a couple good adjustments. So we'll see. And, you didn't miss Trent Frederick out there.
No, you didn't. But as for the Oil, just when you think you're out, they pull you back in. Yeah. That first period effort. I saw somebody in the chat, I think it was Mike, said, that's the Oilers we know and love, and that's the reason why we believe so much. A couple housekeeping notes to start. So let's do voicemails first. It's pinned on the YouTube chat right there, so you can see them. It's an active link. You can let it fly in the voicemail line. We've been picking up a lot more during the playoffs. It's my favorite part of the show at the end when we can close our laptops.
Yeah.
Maybe not the BBL.
Yeah, the BBL. She's hard to... when it's shut, it's hard to pop it back open is all I'll say. So.
Amen, brother. So let them rip in there. We'll do that at the end of the show. I regret to inform you, Devin Dubnyk will not be joining us this evening. He's flying to Toronto bright and early. He's on the Central Time Zone. But my last text with him was, Doobie, this cannot be it. He said he's not done. He wasn't done pre-gaming. So he will be back on Thursday night.
So he's showing up for what?
6.
How many?
Professional athletes, man. These guys and their millions of dollars.
Oh, my goodness.
Good on them. But we want to give a shout out to Boston Pizza because for 32 dark years, Canadian hockey teams have come up short in the NHL playoffs, but not the Edmonton Oilers. Not yet, at least. And right now, Boston Pizza, they're turning to the hockey gods. They're waking them up, and to entice them, BP's has dropped a new playoff menu specifically for this run. It's built for the long haul because we're planning on playing well into June. Don't get stuck in the usual rut. The playoffs are for discovery, experimenting, if you will. Put your standard order on waivers and try something from the new roster. Whether it's the wing flight, the shawarma pizza, or the most valuable platter, the menu is designed to survive a 16-win run. And we got 2 of them so far.
All right.
Brett, I missed the W photos we used to do last year. We're not a part of that anymore.
I think about that all the time.
Once again, if Game 7, if we are so lucky to get there, keep it locked on socials because we might have a little something for you. Oh, and we also might for Game 6 as well. That will probably get posted tomorrow morning. So keep it locked on our socials.
Ooh.
If you're looking for maybe a place to hang, maybe a place to watch. But we got super chats. You guys are the best. Win, lose, or draw. And on wins, we raise a lot more for the Ben Stelter Foundation. Palm Beach Pete, 279. Hope will never die. Can I get a cup year?
Cup year.
I saw Pat's fan in the chat said he's never uttered the words cup year in the 2 years he's been watching the show. What the fuck, dude? That's not the Pats fan that I know and love. Rusty's in with $5. All Edmonton needs is to play like that 2 more times. LOL. Let's go Oilers. Cut year.
Cup year.
Maybe take out some of the lulls in the second and the third period, but beggars can't be choosers. The Oilers found a way to win that game, and you don't apologize for wins in the NHL playoffs. QF Pro, $5. My heart can't take this team. Oil and 7, baby. Hope will never die. Menzies, hope simply will not die. It's all we have here at Oilers Nation. It's all we've ever had. It's all we will ever have. The dream stays alive for at least a couple more days. But shout out to the loyal people in the pre-gaming chat, because it's the most, pre-gaming's the easiest show in the world to do, because it's all optimism. It's all vibes for 60 straight minutes. Why would you ever be in a reality where they would lose? But the chat's a big part of that, and they were earlier today. The people believe.
Yeah, well, yeah, they should.
They have no other choice.
I mean, look, there's been a lot of things that haven't got right, and the Oilers have certainly not played to their level in the series. Even all season, we've often wondered, okay, when's this team? What are they going to do? Can they actually play in a way consistently that is conducive to winning playoff games? Well, there's points in the right direction. You know, it was not a masterpiece, but it points in the right direction. And when your backs are against the wall and one more loss, you're out, you have to do that. And I thought, you know, another big piece of that was Connor Ingram. Mm-hmm. You know, Ingram played his best game of the series. You know, fewer rebounds and that type of thing, working through screens. The Oilers did a good job also blocking, but none of that, you know, puck luck BS that was finding ways into the net. And again, he's able to get more comfortable into the game because the Oilers start the game well. You know, they get up to that lead. Okay, Ingram, and look, there were a couple posts, there were a couple crossbars, there was stuff like that, but when called upon, when needed to make the saves, Ingram did. So I'm really happy. I was glad he got the start. I wanted to see him in because, as Knobloch said, he'd been chosen as the team's starter. I thought he gives them the best chance to win the entire series, and so it was good to see that he had his best performance of the series.
Chris Knobloch, I understand Game 4, the Oilers don't win, but the decision to go to Tristan Jarry, I said on pre-gaming, the biggest benefit you might have gotten was just rest. The benefit of rest for Connor Ingram. Yes, they lose, but Connor Ingram had played a lot of hockey. Remember, he was playing game 80, 81, 82 when the Oilers were trying to get their seeding, get a couple days off, and that is the Connor Ingram that we talked about for much of the stretch run of the season. Like, this is why we feel so confident. I always made the joke, it's a weird feeling we've had. It's called confidence in your goaltender, and those numbers, 29 of 30, he was massive in this hockey game. Final buzzer, $6.99. Put simply, now, what's that so hard? It might have been. Don't check moneypuck.com because the deserve to win-o-meter is not in the Edmonton Oilers' favor.
Wow.
Earmuffs, 37% in the Oilers' favor. But the game isn't played on moneypuck.com. They did enough winning plays, and in that third period, it's that, we've talked about it, live to see another day attitude. They did some of that. They executed enough.
I said players play and meters meter. Okay, the game will be decided on the ice, but it isn't that hard to see what the meter is going off of, because there were long stretches, tail end of the second period into the third period where, okay, there's managing a lead, but you can still, break out the puck, right? And that's where Knobloch, I think, still has to get the forwards to alleviate the stretch pass. They're hanging out at the red, at the far blue line for stretch passes, and so then you need to support pucks better. I still think that's something the Oilers can do better overall. But again, they battled in front of their net, I think, a lot better. They came up with more of those pucks instead of, having those young duck legs, finding them. And they forced Quenneville to make some different decisions and change lines and have to try to get creative again, which he hasn't been, forced to do since game 1 going into game 2. So that now the ball's back in Anaheim's court about how they're going to deal with some of the things that Chris Knobloch did in this game.
We talk about the coaching battle. A lot of people post game 2 was he's getting out coached from Joel Quenneville. He's the veteran. I've mentioned it a lot that one of my favorite things, not my favorite, but one of them of the NHL playoffs is the coaching battle and the adjustments game to game, period to period. And we haven't had to see Anaheim make any adjustments the last couple of games because they've had the same lineup. They've been rolling the same combos. It's been working. But finally tonight, the Oilers did enough. And here we go, back and forth. We have got ourselves a series continuing along. Chad drops in $2. Hope will never die. Cup year.
Cup year.
T8 PD8TW $6.99. They shouldn't have let us get one. Drag them back to Berta now. Let's go. Do not let the kids get hot. And it may have looked like some Oilers star players got hot in this game. Game 6 is huge for the Ducks, obviously back on home ice, because they do not want to go back to Berta to play a Game 7 Saturday night inside Rogers Place. I'd be shaking in my boots if I was one of them. Fliparto, $20. Brett, he says, the drip begins. Drip by drip. I don't remember what Liam said a year ago, whatever, but it was a bar back then. And then we got some heavy donators here. 2 of them. D-Pal, $69.99. Nice. He says, or she, but I'm pretty sure he. I've criticized him, but that was a Knobloch masterclass. We are winning this series and the cup. Nothing I love more than some Kool-Aid getting passed around right now. Drink it in. Enjoy it. Give me some of that. Menzies Nobby Masterclass.
Jim Jones. Pass out the Kool-Aid.
We're not suicide pacting. No. We're not doing that.
No, but Knobloch, look, he's never been allergic to changing the lines. That's never been an issue. And I do think that there was a tendency early on to pile onto Knobloch for things that weren't Knobloch's thing, like the Oilers turning over pucks. Like at some point the players play, right? I think there are critiques of Knobloch to make about their structure overall, and those are the fair ones. But some of the looks here tonight, created from some different line combinations, are good. And the Oilers, look, there's going to be a game to come where they're going to have to kill some penalties, right? And so that'll be a real test here. But went back to Ingram. That was a tough call. It proved to be the right call for tonight for how the team played. And some of those line combos, that worked. Frederick out, that worked. And so, yeah, you give a nod to the head coach. And when you're down 3-1 in a series and you got to make uncomfortable decisions, maybe coaching for your job.
Balls.
Those are going to be things that hopefully can spur a bit of momentum for this team moving forward. So some concerns, yes, but overall, no, you got to tip your cap.
This isn't anything new for Chris Knobloch as well. Remember the last 2 cup runs. There were decisions that for 90 minutes on ONE, we'd second guess in our comfy leather chairs, and then, what do you know, hours later, we're singing his praises. Yes, producer Brett?
That cult conversation has now led into the chat being pretty crazy. Big Comfy Chesterfield says ranking best cults, which might have to be an hour 3.
We'll do that on hour 3.
I think that would be a great hour 3 because I have some. This is my bag. And then Fliparto goes, is Menzies wearing Nikes?
Nikes?
Yeah, we'll get into cults.
I'm not as up on cults.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be right up your alley.
I know. I'm trying to launch one. So I'm...
Here's your moment. Continuing with the Super Chats, we've got a $168 donation from Unpercy. Says 92 for Podzilla, plus 18 for Hymenator, plus 58 for Double Dry, keeping my scoring donations flowing so the dubs keep coming. For Ben, Hearts, play la bamba, baby. Hope will never die. Cup year.
Cup year.
And then there's so many of them, I'm starting to lose track in here. Bob Stauffer just dropped a simple Bouchard. He also dropped in Attaboy Percy with $2.79. And then Alex, $2 from Nashville. From Nash. Reminds me of 2022 against LA. Cup year.
Cup year.
You got to win game 6, one game at a time. As the wise Kobe Bryant once said, job is not finished. Brett, I want some headlines, which means I want some champagne poppy. The Drake going to hit extra hard tonight. Give it to me.
Yeah.
And it's brought to you by Swiss Donair, home of the old school Donair for 25 years and now open 7 days a week. It's the pride of the North Side. Swiss Donair is great for your events at home or office. You can check out their location at 8308 144 Ave Northwest, or you can order online at swissdonair.com. So it might have been the best period. Well, first period of game one was pretty good too, but it's up there. The opening 20 minutes
this is it.
For the Edmonton Oilers was unbelievable, man. They looked like a desperate team, like a team that was playing with their backs against the wall, and the only move they had was to swing. And being on home ice, shout out to the crowd, because I thought they were excellent tonight, and they're obviously a big part of momentum and the opposition always having to handle that first 5 to 10 minute wave from the home team. And simply put, the Ducks did not do that. They couldn't handle the Oil. They scored 2:22 into the game, I believe. Brett, can you give me this beautiful Vasily Podkolzin goal right here, man? This is just... I don't know how Rick Tocchet never thought this man could play. And here's the Oilers still playing their style of game, right? Entering the zone with speed, and it wasn't messed up. It wasn't a cycle. That was just a great feed from Evan Bouchard, who had multiple of them in this hockey game. He puts it on the tape of Vasily Podkolzin. He's able to fire it off, beating Lukas Dostal, top corner. Not a good hockey game for him. I'm curious, and we'll discuss who the chat thinks maybe the Ducks should start in game number 6. But look at this play here, man. This is just beautiful work up the ice, stop and start from Bouchard on the tape of Bordzy. And the wheel didn't pick him this time, but that's a beautiful goal and a hell of a way to open up a hockey game 2.5 minutes in.
Well, it's funny. You want to hear my note right before this?
Please.
Because it was like starting with try McDavid captain versus Granlund line. Brutal shift. And then next is big stretch pass, ... Same old BS in the first 80 seconds. And Podkolzin, what a snipe. 1-0. Because the first couple shifts, they had those ozone blue line turnovers. And you're thinking, oh, here we go. Rinse, repeat. But it can change in a play. And that Podkolzin, like, he's been ready to go starting hockey games. Because Podkolzin, I believe that was even in Game 3, he had the first goal of the game where the Oilers were getting worked at that time. He finds a way to bury. And Podkolzin, a moment later, like on the ensuing draw, takes
20
it to
seconds.
the net.
It was my note. It was 20 seconds after he scored.
Yeah, like it nearly makes it 2-0. So Podkolzin, he might be the last guy to wear a suit and tie to the game. Everyone's gone cash. Buds, he's a sharp-dressed man. He looks cut out there. I'll tell you. I don't care if he's Russian. He looks pretty good.
You see that, kids? That's a role model there for you. And it continued to get better. The second goal, Brad, if you want to play this highlight here, it's credited to Zach Hyman. This is one where I could tell early on that I went, I think Lukas Dostal might not have it tonight, because there's 2 errors on this play. Obviously, playing the puck behind the net, it's not handled beautifully, and it goes back out to the blue line. Goodbye, Matthew Wozniak, as he rolls out from a
big grin for Woz.
Big grin. He's night crawling on the drive home. He's going to be night crawling. But goes back to the blue line. Evan Bouchard, he throws it on net, where it's a great screen in front from Zach Hyman. But this is one I'm sure you asked Dostal about, and he is going to want back. It squeaks through the 5-hole. Shout out to our boy Hyman. There's been a lot of discussion about certain Oilers being banged up, being injured, and I always feel like Hyman's kind of going by the wayside in that discussion, because remember, he was banged up to end the regular season, and it's been a little bit of a struggle at points for that top line. Huge goal for him there. Was that also redirected by somebody else beforehand?
Yeah,
by Bordzy?
I think just gets...
He doesn't get credited with an assist, so I'm curious if that actually did.
Yeah,
Either
it was
way, who
close.
cares?
It looks very close, but I mean, this was the play to show that maybe Dostal, like you allude to, isn't quite sharp, because he just tries to hero clear it, and the Oilers take advantage of a D-zone turnover. And that's the way you got to go. I mean, the Ducks, give them credit. How good has Lacombe been? Things like that. Well, Lacombe was not so good tonight, but a part of the reason was that the Oilers made it more difficult on the Ducks defenders to move pucks, at least at the start. And here he was a little shaky, so This is the one I think that got Quenneville's attention. And that's interesting there. Yeah, that little... So close if he doesn't get a piece there, Podkolzin.
He wasn't credited with an apple. So somehow magically that puck curved. Maybe we can see it here a little bit.
Yeah. For our Polish Robot Oilers Nation fantasy team, I hope Podkolzin.
Hey, he still got a goal. He got on the score sheet tonight, so big for him. And then,
but big for Hyman too, because he's had a lot of plays in front of the net where Dostal's made some great saves, some on the power play too. So, yeah, that was good.
The next goal, Evan Bouchard was fantastic in this game, and this play, Brett, if you want to roll it, the 3-0 one. This is just stuff that Evan Bouchard can do and not a lot of other people can do in a very quick moment here. So that pass from Connor McDavid, maybe he's trying to work the give and go with Leon. It's not intentional, and it ends up back on the stick of Bouchard, where this is what elite defensemen do. His ability to receive that pass, whatever, corral it, get it on his stick, put his head up. And you'll see it here from the angle behind the net on the replay, because he's got it up and he locates Leon Draisaitl, who's in a perfect spot, stick on the ice, and Bouch puts that thing on the money. It looked beautiful. It ended up chasing Dostal in this hockey game, but Bouch, man, I mean, he finished with 3 apples in this game. You'll see it here as this play continues. This is the angle that I want here behind the net. But Menzies, this was big, and a big part of the storyline here throughout 4 games has been maybe not like Leon Draisaitl, but the lack of production from the Oilers' top dogs. Bouch has been touch and go. McDavid's had his struggles. I could watch that 100 times over. The big dogs were barking.
Well, they haven't been precise with the puck during the series, and here is the type of play that Evan Bouchard can make. And there are multiple Oilers there in front, so they've got the presence there. There is a lane. You're not trying to jam it through people. The puck can get there, and that was great to see. Quenneville tonight said pulling Dostal after 3 goals on 9 shots was, quote, for everybody, unquote. Said he's not concerned about him. Expectation is he'll start Game 6, quote, we're moving forward, end quote. So just a note there. And also on Bouchard, because, the Oilers have, pushed against the wall. A lot of their best players have come out and contributed historically. And Bouchard, heading into tonight's game in elimination games, has been good. It's a total of 1 goal, 8 assists, 9 points in 11 games heading into tonight. So 9 points in 11 games, 3 assists in this one. So a total of 12 points in 12 games that are elimination games. And
what are those Bobby Orr numbers? Yes, they are. Bobby Orr is the only player in NHL playoff history that averages more points per game than Evan Bouchard. And do or die moment, the Oilers' big dogs, they were huge. McDavid, 2 apples. Nuge, 2 apples. Dry, 2 goals. Bouch, 3 apples. Hyman with a goal. They were big in this game. So they got a 3-goal lead. You got your early payout on Bet365. You yanked the starting tender for the Ducks. You're feeling great. Really, that was the perfect period for the Edmonton Oilers, minus some early mistakes that I like you mentioned in the first 90 seconds of the hockey
first
game.
shift, you're like,
oh, shit.
Okay, not this again.
Should we go live now? And then, when you think they're going to zig, they find a way to zag. But I think I speak for everyone. I looked at this chat during the intermission. I went on Reddit in the game day talk, and everybody knows it. Okay, that's a great opening 20 for the Oil.
20.
But can they keep it together in the middle frame, which this series has been, there's no other word for it, terrible to them, and has been really bad for the majority of the season as well. And in the second period, Anaheim got back in this hockey game. The shots were 11-5 total. And while Edmonton didn't completely lose control of the game, right? Like they were in this thing. They traded power play goals actually in the period. The Anaheim Ducks do finish 50% with the man advantage because, of course, they go 1 for 2. But the Oilers were able to answer back. And, Brett, this is a highlight we do need to look at because we've talked a lot about the Oilers' power play and what they haven't been able to do for the stretch run of the regular season, here in the early stretch of the playoffs, and This one was beautiful. So if you throw it up for us, Brett, patented Leon Draisaitl assisted by Connor McDavid and Evan Bouchard. So Bouch keeps it in here at the blue line, and a just elite drop pass down to Connor McDavid, who slices and dices throughout, finds Leon in his office, puts it on his tape, and he finds the back of the net. Everybody just has a sigh of, all is right with the world again. Leon is burying from his spots. That was huge for the Oil confidence. It was huge because 3-goal lead, you gave one up. I know even the Oilers themselves were maybe thinking about their second period lulls, and we've talked much in this series about needing to take advantage of your opportunities, timely goals, power play goals, and man, they got one. But that was just beautiful. They let Connor walk right in that lane, right to Leon. Like, that was... Husso was amazing, in my opinion, in this hockey game, and there's nothing he could do there.
Yeah, well, in this power play as well, it started in deja vu form with kind of skating into the teeth of the defense and then an offside and that stuff. But once they got it in the zone, that's when we saw the flashes of vintage Oilers power play. And we've talked about it. I mean, in this series, the Ducks have the Oilers in terms of, 6 for 12 on the man advantage, and then, the Oilers power play a little slow to start. Well, they get a power play goal tonight. They had 2 in Game 4, and can that level out at least a little bit? But good to see Draisaitl. I mean, a pair of goals. I mean, he tied Wayne Gretzky for the most power play goals in the postseason in Oilers franchise history with the 23. So he's tied with Wayne. That's pretty impressive.
Is that good? This Wayne fellow? I haven't heard much about him. Yeah. That's insane, man. And the fact that we know Leon Draisaitl, I would assume, is not at 100% health, which is funny because he might, maybe besides Josh Szymanski, be the healthiest of the Oilers centermen right now. Yeah. But he's finding a way to get it done. He's gritting his teeth. And I guess I see the chat talking about it right now, so why don't we as well? You talk about needing power plays, wanting power plays. There was a moment late in the second period that I am still baffled about. We were pissed about the review, overtime, goal call, and everything. Once again, that puck was over the goal line. I've accepted that. I've moved on. But how in this hockey game that there is not a boarding call on Chris Kreider when he drills Leon Draisaitl face first into the boards? Kreider can see only numbers facing him, takes a couple strides into Leon, and dude, that's as bad as it can get. You see Leon, top of his head, goes immediately into the boards, crumples down. I believe it was Ekholm who tried to, I believe he then gave Ryan Poehling a couple shots, because you're sitting there going, oh my God, is Leon going to get up? I was still shocked, hockey tough, and how quickly he was able to jump up. There was no call on this play. Menzies, the more I watch this replay, the more I'm baffled that by definition, how the fuck is that not called boarding? How does nobody see that? That is a dangerous, dangerous play. I mean, we've sat here in these seats and we were chirping the hell out of AJ Greer this season when it was Connor Zary, I believe, dangerous play. Same thing applies here, man. There's no room for that in the game, especially to a star player. I get that they shouldn't get special treatment. Welcome to reality. They do get special treatment. This was baffling, and I'm still pissed that there was no call.
Well, they don't get special treatment because, you don't even get, in this case, the average treatment. I did think, the Sportsnet panel, talked about this, about some of the calls. And so now you're thinking about, I think there was some game management element to this about how, because the penalty in Savoy, the Ducks wanted a dive there. I think there was a fair amount, a little bit extra on some of the calls that were made earlier. But here is a plain as day. Kreider's looking at the numbers. He's in that dangerous, couple feet off the boards where you get ran into, and it could be really severe, the type of injury you can sustain from that. So, this is just fortunate to see that Draisaitl got up, But again, how is this not a penalty? You could have even looked at a major potentially. I'll be curious to see if there is any, there'll probably be nothing because that's the way the league is. Or if they do with just one of these, fine type of things. But, yeah, definitely dangerous hit. And, I think that's just in the back of the Oilers' minds. I know, there's chatter in the room. Wow, they got to get Kreider right now. It's tough. They can't quite.
That's secondary. But you take the number, and I'm baffled. Like, by definition, how is that not boarding? That's checking in from behind. I mean, I wouldn't really say it, but you can maybe say charging by the couple of strides that he takes into the moment. If you were giving a training seminar on boarding and hits from behind, I feel like that would be a pretty cut and dry one. And I do think that it would be considered for a major. Maybe if Leon stayed down a little bit more, but once again, the man's built German hockey.
It was textbook. It's a textbook penalty.
Is crazy. That's thank
ridiculous.
God he's all right. And then later as the play went, I guess let me ask you this too, because it is playoffs, and we talked about it a lot throughout the season, like needing to stand up for your teammates, other star players. Always weird, right, in the NHL playoffs, because if you do take the extra 2 minutes, your team's down a player maybe and down you because you're taking a penalty. I feel like in the moment, I think the highlight cuts it out, but it was Mattias Ekholm who started giving a couple shots, albeit I'm pretty sure he was giving them to Ryan Poehling in the moment, but whatever. What did you think about the response? Because the play continued along.
Yeah, the play continued along, and then you had Hyman,
so that's where
jumping in.
There was two roughing coincidentals that were called when there finally was a whistle.
Yeah, so it did extend from there, and Hyman was kind of just jumping around tonight. I mean, that one where he chases Lacombe behind the net, and he like jumps on top of him. So they had made it a concerted effort. It's difficult in those moments, but you're taking a number. Like you're taking a number there. You understand if that was in maybe that time in the third period, a couple minutes left, whatever, then shit's gonna be set off. That'll be different. But it was good to see Draisaitl
walk.
Yes.
Like legitimately put a pin in that one for Game 6 on the road, hostile environment. Like you cannot forget things like that. And we know Ekholm, we know Nursey. Connor Murphy I love the addition for him with the Oilers because he's like personal security out there. He's a bodyguard, and he is not afraid to get into scrums or police the game the way that the game needs to be policed, I will say. So second period, lot goes down there, but the Oil end up leaving the period with a 3-goal lead. And Menzies, what do you know? They held on for the rest of the game. We talk about it a lot. It has defined much of the season for the Oilers and definitely much of this series so far. The two words, not depth scoring, which used to haunt our brains, puck management for the Oil. Could they play a responsible, safe third period, and could they just live to see another day? And for the most part, I would say yes, albeit saw a lot of people online going, man, they've just refused to shoot the puck in this period. You get out on the final two periods. They had 5 in the second, 3 in the third period for a total of 8 over the final 40 minutes. It was touch and go. To start the third period, me and you we were sweating because there was back-to-back own zone turnovers, not smart, not responsible with the puck. And we were both going, oh no, this is going to be a wild ride. But for the most part, the Oilers were able to clean things up, and feel like we haven't spoken about him enough. Connor Ingram was the Oilers' best player in the third period, and he made a number of stops, 13 to be exact in the final frame, and he got the job done. So did the Oilers, but overall, what did you think? Because when they got the early lead, it was going to be a matter of can they hold on against this comeback team of the Anaheim Ducks, and they kept that 3-goal early payout. Shut up at 365.
I think it's the first game in the overall all the Oilers Ducks games this year, because they've had 2-3 goal leads. It's the first time that the Ducks never clawed within one.
Improvement, baby.
Right? So Anaheim, because, even in that last regular season game, the Oilers are up 3-0. Then it's 3-2 in the latter stages of the third period. But we saw different lines. Joel Quenneville changing lines, putting Kreider back with Karlsson and Terry, giving Kreider a bit more, dropping Seneca down, who really struggled, was -3. Wasn't a ton going, and kind of dropped McTavish a bit more. So there were some different looks, and they reverted back a bit. They were trying to get that breakout play with Karlsson, and it worked for a couple different looks where they kind of do the quick bump back, and slingshot was the word they used on the broadcast for it. But overall, the Oilers, despite being outshot and the puck management lacking, they didn't give up the real high danger look.
I'm looking at the numbers right now. Only 6 for the Ducks, 5 high danger for the Oilers. They only allowed 6 high danger chances. That's a vast improvement.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it goes to show, and even, the first 2 games of the series, despite it being 1-1, the Oilers, they tilted the ice 5-on-5. The Ducks 5-on-5 game improved when they got to home ice and they got a little bit more comfortable. But the Oilers 5-on-5 in those first 2 games had outscored, I think it was, 4-2 and 8-4, so 8-4 total in the first 2, and had a better share of the play, something like 57%. So that kind of reverted back to what we've been used to. It was a better game for the Ducks 5-on-5 the longer it went along, but the Oilers took advantage of that early, and again, didn't give up the big chance, the freebie, the big mistake that has haunted them throughout these games.
The Oilers, that is, allowed 2 high danger chances in the second, 1 in the third period. So you gotta
5-on-5.
You gotta be at 5-on-5. You gotta be happy with their ability to hold on, and that's all you can. It's not always gonna be pretty in the NHL playoffs, but I guess what was pretty tonight was the superstars for the Oils. So we saw to start the game you were gonna get McDavid with Leon, and in my opinion, the best player in the series so far coming into tonight, Kasperi Kapanen. And once again, I mentioned it off the hop here about how I think the rest of the lineup really needs credit as well, that they were able to hold their own and provide energy shifts, provide some scoring as well, and allow the Oilers to lay it on the line with Connor and Leon. And the star players have not shown up much here this series for the Oil. Once again, Leon, he's been getting his 2 points per game, basically auto. But Connor's had his issues, some of them due to injury. Evan Bouchard has had his issues, none of them due to injury, just trying to do too much. We talked about needing to simplify. And let me ask you, Menzies, did the floodgates open tonight for some of the Oilers' big dogs? Because Bouch, he's got 3 points, and you look tonight, Leon and Connor, they put this team on their backs, as they do plenty of times in the playoffs and plenty of times when they've been facing elimination before. It's a one-game-at-a-time process here. You got Game 6 going back on the road in Orange County. But this team, these 2 guys specifically, and I also want to include Bouch, Hyman, Nuge, these guys have been there, done that. And maybe, it's again, Jim Jones, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid here and I'm peddling it a little bit, but after seeing the performance from these guys tonight, and just my confidence is back, and I feel like you could see these guys drag the Edmonton Oilers possibly to 7 games.
Well, the Oilers were never going to win this series with Kasperi Kapanen being their best player, and that's not disrespect to Kapanen, but they need their best players to arrive, and they've seen it. I think Draisaitl, for the most part, he would have been the best of the 3. Although I didn't like his Game 4 very much. I still thought the Pods Nuge Hyman line was their best line. I still don't know if I love them together throughout, but it got some better results tonight. It's just with the 2 of them together, there can be a tendency with the off-puck play. Like a scenario at the end of the second period where they're out. It's kind of a lazy puck play, and it's a 4-on-2 the other way. Just moments like that, because they are so good, sometimes they're belligerent and stubborn about, making a fine pass when maybe one, isn't necessarily required at that time. But look, they know they've got a ton of pressure on them. If they didn't win tonight, this was going to be, calamity and embarrassing. And so you see some of their professionalism, and McDavid is going through it. He's not as effective, but he can do less and therefore do more in some of these scenarios. And he's got to, relinquish some of that because he can't make certain cuts out there, but that's okay. If the Oilers can play a structured game. And so it worked because they got McDavid going a little bit 5-on-5. Draisaitl can compete, and then they still had another line that came to play, really headmanned by Podkolzin tonight.
Connor McDavid, he spoke to the media post-game as well, talking about what we were just talking about, what it's going to take in Game 6 to drag the Anaheim Ducks back to Alberta and put the pressure on them. So let's take a listen here. The captain, Connor McDavid.
It'll take a big effort, a really, really big effort. We're still in a tough spot, really tough spot, and we got to find a way to win in a tough building. And thought we were right there in Game 4. Another great opportunity in Game 6.
It's a big mountain to climb, but you guys are pretty experienced group of being able to then just focus on the one step at a time. So how important is that? Look at the big picture when you're trying to come back.
I know. I mean, you got to be grateful for just getting to the next day. All we did is survive one more day, and the pressure is still pressure's on us. But it's a big game for them too. I'm sure they'll be feeling that too. It's closeout games are tough, and they're building. I'm sure they're not going to want to come back to Edmonton. So pressure on them, but we got to find a way to survive another day.
Advance and survive. Survive and advance. You gotta stay alive here for the Oilers. And there's been a lot of discussion about, the need to simplify, right? And that the Oilers need to adjust. And that even means defensively as well. And I felt like tonight, when you look at the stats, the Oilers had 16 blocks compared to Anaheim's 7.
Yes.
They also out-hit them. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's
Should I
do
read
it.
Liam's face-off stats? When
Yeah.
he did the
62 versus, the Ducks had 62
They also took
draws.
62 draws. But what I did notice, especially early on in the game when the Oilers had a lead and you were sitting there, a little bit nervous of whether or not Anaheim was going to have their run, but there was structure, there was committed defense. And I do think that partially has to do with your season's on the line. It's do or die. Must win, can't lose. Whatever you want to call it, you got to lay it all out there. And not just the defensemen, but forwards as well. And you talk about your superstars. Connor and Leon sometimes can be known to float around a little bit in the D zone or maybe not back check as hard as they possibly could. And right from the get-go, early on, it was Leon and then it was Connor that came back to defend a rush, stick lifts, getting the puck off the Duck stick and getting it back out the zone. And then what do you know? Off for a change. What Connor just said, they're trying to see another day. What did you think about that kind of team defense? Was a big deal tonight. And I do think that part of that's why I get so frustrated with the Oil, is it is in there. We know they're capable of doing it. I just think partially home ice, season's on the line, that you might as well empty the clip.
Well, so I write my Sunday column, the Sunday Scramble, it's called, Oilersnation.com. Before the series, I wrote what I thought were like the 5 paths, the check marks here to hit for each team for them to be successful. And the Oilers before Sunday, so even before Game 4, they weren't achieving, they were 0 for 5, where the Ducks, I thought, were 3 for 5. And the 5 was they're a better defensive team since the Olympics, a reliable structure, break the forecheck, center ice depth, and team experience. And I think there's 2 to 3 for sure that you could probably, that was part of it tonight. For the Ducks, it was Dostal cementing himself. Ducks flip special teams battle. Big check for them. The antagonization, straddling the line, drawing penalties for the Ducks. I didn't really give that a check. It hasn't really been that type of thing.
They've done it more than Edmonton.
They've done it more, but I wasn't willing. Yet. But getting to Ingram, exposing backup situation, I gave them a check. And comfortable trailing coming back, and that's what the Ducks have done. But tonight, they were winning a ton of draws, the Oilers. This looked like a game. Okay, this was the experience and depth that they have down the middle that makes it easier to win hockey games. You win the faceoff. You have the puck. Ducks got a little better later on in the game in that, but when you can start that way and everybody buys in and the team looks toward 97-29 to do that, they have to be leaders in that area, even if they are more skilled and talented. That's what's going to create buy-in for everybody to do it. So I thought they excelled in those areas in the times that they needed to, and they need to keep building.
The Oilers took 63 faceoffs.
How many did
the Ducks also took 63 faceoffs?
Okay.
The Oilers won 39 of them, 61.9% in the dot. And I'd like to add, that's even without Adam Henrique in the lineup for the Oilers. Well, I also laugh when you said relying on center depth was one of your 5.
Yeah.
So after game 1,
yeah,
like,
exactly. It was just completely thrown in the bin. It was like, okay, that's
that one's gone.
The Oilers were tied 5th, I think, in faceoff percentage heading into the series, and the Ducks were a bottom 10 team. So that's where it was stemming from. The Ducks have had a 60% game in this series on the draw in some of those nights. The Oilers finding a way. Those are areas, the details, as we say, Brett.
Do you have the individual face-off stats in front of you there?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay, because I was curious how Curtis Lazar did this evening.
Yeah, so Lazar...
60%.
Yeah. How many face-offs?
I don't have that in front of me.
He won, I've got 6-1 and 4 lost. According to Money Puck.
I really liked him this evening. I thought he was running around and relatively noticeable for a little bit of time that he had. I was curious how he did in the draw because he has been sometimes very, very good in the face-off dot.
Dickinson didn't take that many tonight. Just 5.
You're talking Curtis Lazar there. Is Trent Frederick getting back in the lineup on Thursday night?
No chance.
No way, in my opinion. Brett just kind of mentioned it there. Curtis Lazar, limited ice time, 10:35 on the night. He had 5 hits. All right, he's 60%, 6 for 10 in the faceoff circle. That's an impact. There were energy shifts with him out there, and the same can be said about Colton Dach. 9 minutes, 11 seconds. He had 6 hits on the evening. He was at least noticeable in that regard, and I don't want to keep kicking a guy when he's down. I've been doing it all season long, but Trent Frederick... I can't think of one notable play that he's made in the series. One positive notable play. I should pick my words a little bit better than that because the one you can pick out is the moment that impacted the Oilers, I'll say nicely, losing Game 4 with a low-effort breakout out of the D zone, and it's something we will discuss all off season long and for the next 7 years. But Trent Frederick...
I will say, I don't think it's necessarily certain that a Frederick for Dach
it could happen.
Could happen.
I'm just saying I wouldn't do it.
Because the penalty that cost him is Dach, and it's a little late. And the one thing Dach, he does struggle with the puck a little bit, or at least has in this series. So I don't think it's a for sure or certain. But I wouldn't be in a hurry. mess with the lineup.
Wow. How many hits did you say Freddie had in the 4 games? 12?
12.
Like
so average 3 per.
Right there, I'm more about Colton Dach, but that is a good point to be made because we've seen even the young, inexperienced Josh Szymanski take a couple emotional penalties in this series, and the Anaheim power play can kill the Oilers. They've been killing them.
Well, you mentioned puck handling. Hold on. Let me finish this. If you were getting a outlet pass from Jake Wallman to the opposite blue line, who would you rather have on the opposite end? Colton Dach or Trent Frederick?
That's a good question.
It's a real Sophie's choice there, Brett.
Because that was
that might have to be the way that you decide who's being in your lineup.
Need to see that at practice.
And how about Wallman tonight?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was moving his feet again.
Yeah.
And there were some struggles, 2, 3, and 4. But game 1 looked a lot similar tonight to game 1. His play, because if he gets his feet moving into the breakout pass and can break, okay, go this way, okay, revert, boom, now around the net and go the opposite way. Get his feet moving underneath him to make the breakout pass. He is capable. It's when he's stationary is when we've seen games like game 3 where he had a few crisp ones, right, at neutral, right? If he moves his feet, he's going to be effective. That's what's going to help the Oilers. And Ty Emerson quietly continues.
How many minutes did he play?
To get better here in this series. Paul Coffey continues to give him a little bit more rope. I thought it was, the right amount, probably, especially because there was a lot of lead time. But, we were anticipating seeing Emerson playing some PK. There wasn't a ton of PK time for him to play, and it was one of those where it was a good Bouchard night. So you were going to give the legit, top pairing minutes to Bouchard.
I was looking at Emerson. I don't see any PK time for him because that was something we discussed.
Well, the one kill was only 22 seconds, and the other one was was halfway through, right?
Wallman also cranked that dude on the side of the net and then stood over him.
Yeah.
What? No. Well, yeah. Nice. No, but he fucking hammered him, and then he just stood over him and talked to him. That's the thing about Wallman, especially in games like this, and I think in the playoffs, as we've seen with all the other series. Like, this series has been a very tame series when you take a look around the other around the NHL. But Jake Wallman is one of those guys who will not take shit from anybody, and he will be one of those guys who steps up and says shit to a Chris Kreider. He will be in there in Orange County getting into his face. I will guarantee it.
The Ducks try that Carlson breakout, and that may have been what you're referring is that bump, and then Wallman, I thought, was really patient on that and stuck with the man, stuck between the 9 and the 1,
Yeah, he had a great game 1. It dipped off considerably. I thought game 2 was okay for him. Definitely, he was trying to maybe... I'll say he was fighting it. That's the nice way that I will put it. But it was big in this game tonight, and I think he's a guy. He's a gamer, straight up. He's a dog. He's a guy who will talk his shit, puff his chest out at you, and I think he's another guy when I talk about backs against the wall type thing that he's going to leave it all out there. And I do believe we have, great segue, Evan Bouchard speaking to the media post-game about how this team responds, why this team responds so well when their backs are against the wall. Here he is, Evan Bouchard.
It's a good start for us. We've had a few good starts in this series. It's a matter of holding the lead, and I think we did a good job doing that.
You guys are such an experienced group coming from behind. What is it about just focusing on the small moments and then eventually allow up the big ones?
Yeah, I don't know what it is with us. Yeah, for sure you heard this 1,000 times when our backs are up against the wall. We play good hockey. We showed that tonight.
Thank you, Evan. Got to pay the bills quickly here. Shout out to Capital GMC Buick. Check out their extensive inventory of top quality vehicles like the 2026 GMC Terrain Denali or the 2026 Sierra Denali Ultimate. Capital GMC Buick is Edmonton's highest volume GMC dealer and the #1 certified pre-owned dealer in Alberta. Capital GMC Buick is dedicated to providing you with the best possible customer experience, and they are rated #1 GM dealership in the country by Dealer Rater for 3 consecutive seasons.
It's an early payout.
Shout out Capital GMC Buick. Shout out a 3-goal lead. Actually, you just set me up like D-Wade to Braun, brother.
I've been setting you up today.
Yeah, you have been. We were riffing earlier. We knew we were going to win this game. We knew the under was going to happen. It's a big one for the boys.
Internally, she didn't know what was going on. It was like a comedy team not seen since.
It's like these guys aren't even live right now.
Siegfried and Roy.
Some of our best work, but
Comedy?
Comedy. I'm curious. I know what I felt when the Oilers had a 3-goal lead. I know what the chat felt when the Oilers had a 3-goal lead because I was checking up and I was reading it. But I'm curious what the players felt while they had a 3-goal lead. There we have them. Bordzy, Vasily Podkolzin, speaking to the media post-game, discussing, the Oilers having a lead in this hockey game. So let's take a listen to him. Bordzy.
Vasily, there's been a lot of comebacks and lead changes in this series, but you guys got up 3 goals today. How did having a 3-goal lead sort of just change the complexion of how you guys could play and then how they had to play from behind?
I mean, it's a great start, obviously, but to be honest, I'm not a big fan to have a lead too early, especially when you score 3 in the first 10 minutes. You gotta play like 50 minutes left. It's always harder. But I like how we respond. So we're a great team. We have a couple of veterans here who knows how to play in the playoffs, especially deep in playoffs. And I like we have a lot of confidence in our room there, and nothing done yet.
The comeback kids could not be tonight in the Anaheim Ducks. The Oilers making it a series, 3-2, heading back to sunny Orange County, Brett's neck of the woods. Boo.
What?
We'll leave it at that.
What the fuck? They have a really nice train station.
All right, that's enough out of you. All right, let's do the
What are you,
GBO.
a museum?
The good, the bad, and the oily. Brought to you by Oodle Noodle. Download their app. Take advantage of their many, many deals. It's the playoffs. You don't want to cook. You're finishing work. You got to get home. You got to shower. You got to change. You got to get to your buddy's house. You got to get to wherever you're going. Stock up on Oodle Noodle. You don't want to cook lunch for your workday. Let Oodle Noodle take care of that. And our strategy always, you got to get the $2 deal on top of any regular or premium. You can get 2 green onion cakes or 5 spring rolls or 6 deep fried wontons. Really messed that one up there. But the key is you split half your box and you eat like one of the green onion cakes for your dinner. It's going to be more than enough, more than filling. And then you take the other half and the other green onion cake, you bring it to work, you bring it to school the next day. That's value, and that's Oodle Noodle.
That's what I did.
Yeah, you did that today. You pulled out your plate and you threw it down, and you just walked next to me, and I went, that's Oodle. I know Oodle.
Yeah, oh yeah.
When I see Oodle.
I did that last night and set my meal prep. So
yeah, actually, there you go. There you go.
Meal prep.
Oh, no, who says we're not healthy? Who says we're not doing the right thing? The good, we'll kick it off. I'm going to go with, there's a lot. You could say the star players, power play scoring a big one. But I think thoroughly in this game, Connor Ingram was just that. He was good. He was borderline great, stopping 29 of 30 for a .967 save percentage. Look at me. I'm still hip. 30 years young, Peyton. You see that, buddy?
You know who did the 6-7 thing last night? John Buccigross and PK Subban. I nearly puked.
I'm still young. I'm allowed to... Chat, let me know. If I've gone too far, let me know, and I'll never do it again. But
you gave me shit yesterday, last show, and you didn't even see him do it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Brad. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. But Connor Ingram, not horse shit. He was awesome in this game, and there's the numbers. 1.61 goals saved above expected, according to MoneyPuck.com. But this is something I've said for Connor Ingram's entire Edmonton Oilers tenure, is that sometimes there can be some touch-and-go moments, which there really wasn't in this game, but he saves his best for the clutch, man. And in the third period, the Ducks put 13 shots on goal. He stopped every single one of them. In the second, they had 11 shots. The only one he allowed was a power play goal, and he's been big for the Oil. And the fact that Chris Knobloch said he was going to go with Tristan Jarry in Game 4, but he was very clear. Give Nobby credit. He's been very consistent in his stance. Like, even when he named Ingram the number 1 starter weeks ago, if not 2 months ago, he said the same thing he said before Game 4. We're going to need both goaltenders at one point, but our number 1 guy, the one we're most confident in, the guy who gives us the best shot to win, is Connor Ingram. And Menzies, he did exactly that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought quietly, maybe a signature performance for his Oilers tenure. Just, again, reading a play, getting in front of it. The rebounds were sticking to him. There weren't as many. When there were a handful, they battled out in front of him. He kept his angles pretty well. And the Oilers needed, when called upon, he was good. So it was good to see it. To your Knobloch point, again, I took a beating online after, I can't remember what game. All the games mushed together.
Game 3. Friday night's game. All weekend, Menzies was getting destroyed. Tarred and feathered verbally.
On the Instagram and Facebook, I'm sure. And really everywhere. But my point was, it was the classic scenario from earlier in the season where the Oilers weren't helping the goaltending wasn't helping the Oilers. And here tonight, they had a symbiotic relationship where they supported each other.
You talking mutualism?
I'm talking mutualism. I'm talking, and not mutual funds, mutualism. Have you thought about mutual funds?
That's in the third hour. That's for my personal sponsors.
Exactly.
World Financial Group.
Well, you started it with about you started pre-gaming talking about you getting your affairs in order. Estate planning and wills and everything else. I didn't know what was going on. So it seems like if you're thinking about putting on AMC or this, you're getting the same ads. Regardless.
Anyone looking for insurance?
Yeah. Ingram was good. It was good to see. He responded. He got a little breather. And really, if the Oilers were going to go far in the playoffs, it was going to be both. Like Ingram reeling off double-digit starts, it's not something he's done in his career. He had already tied his longest length of starts. So it was good to get a little bit of that reset. So it's good.
And Nobby's been clear with this. It's arguably the one thing he doesn't lie to us about. Is that he's going to use both goaltenders, and that's what he did. We've also got Connor Ingram here, the man of the hour, the Mr. 967 save percentage, talking about how, not seeing a lot of shots in the first 20 minutes of this hockey game, and then everything coming his way in bunches as well as not playing game 4 and being thrown back in the crease tonight. Here he is, Connor Ingram.
Kind of walk us through how you stay in the game when you're not seeing much for the first 15 minutes.
I mean, when a game's that important, it's not that hard. You stay in it. I mean, I got little things that I do just to make sure I'm engaged and know what's going on at all times. But, I mean, it's just experience, little things that I've picked up along the way just to kind of keep you into it. I mean, nothing special, nobody else does, I don't think.
Connor, Coach decided to go with Tristan in the last game. Can you take us through, you dealing with that decision and then how you felt just coming back with a really strong game tonight?
Yeah, I thought Charles was great yesterday or the day before, whatever it was. I mean, communication was great. They let me know what was going on and the plan and things like that. So I had no problem with it. I mean, I was frustrated after game 3, just with myself and what was going on. So to give myself a little break mentally and physically was huge, I think. And Jars came in and gave us a great game and gave us a chance. So it was a good idea.
Teamwork makes the dream work. I don't know if you've ever heard that before, but it is true. And the duo of Jari and Ingram, once again, Jari didn't get the win, but he did enough in getting Ingram some rest here, and that it looks like the Oilers benefited from that in this hockey game. With good comes bad, and with bad, chat, help me out if there's anything else that you want to point out for bad this evening. You could also do that in the voicemail line, which is still pinned in the YouTube chat. The easiest cop-out that I have is I just go the Oilers penalty kill because the Ducks score once again. That makes it all 5 games in this series. Yeah. And is that 9 or 10 consecutive games?
We're at 9 now.
9 consecutive games with a power play goal for the Anaheim Ducks. You kind of felt it here when the Oilers took a penalty in the second period. They've had their love for second period lulls, and penalties have definitely been a big part of that throughout this series. And here you see Alex Killorn getting on the board with this one. Men's, it's 1 for 2. The good in this bad is the fact that the Oilers only took 2 minor penalties in this hockey game, but I mean, they still can't find a way to stop it.
Yeah, at least in terms of they were more minor, but they were offsetting with the 4-on-4.
Sorry.
So here, I just didn't understand why Murphy was out there. Murphy had just slid across. He'd broken up that 2-on-1. He was in a lot of pain. They'd gone around. It'd been another shift, whatever. Doc takes a penalty, and Murphy's the first out there. And it reminded me of Dickinson in game 1, where he was banged up a bit, had been off for a couple minutes. Okay, right off a commercial, he's out there and loses the draw. It's in 5 seconds. Here it was 22 seconds, and Murphy's just in a little bit of quicksand here to close the gap, but the overall coverage, not good. And so it was good that the Oilers, didn't get into a whole run of shorthanded scenarios, but this is still something to be concerned about. Is what is the plan here from Mark Stewart?
I don't know if there is much of a plan.
Because that was too easy.
We heard it all today through morning skate, the different look of D pairings. Nobby talking about we might throw some different looks. Ty Emberson might be a part of the penalty kill. Didn't happen, and I see the chats pointing it out, and it needs to be said that Adam Henrique is not around with this team right now, and he gets a lot of shit for not having much offensive production this season. But I will point out to you, I forget when exactly the timeline was this season, but it was when Rico missed an extended period of time. I think he missed 15 games. When was that? In January through February, I believe.
Was it not after the Olympic break?
Jan 6th to February 25th.
Okay. Just kidding.
Jan 6th to February 25th. But during that stretch is when the Oilers PK, the wheels completely fell off, and they were letting in goals left, right, and center. And I just think it's worth mentioning that the same thing is happening again right now when Adam Henrique is not in the lineup for the Edmonton Oilers. It's again, I don't think he's going to be joining the Oil anytime soon from the way they've talked about it, but this power play, and you mentioned it off the top here, it is not lost on me that, is this what the LA Kings have felt like for so many playoff series in a row, where it feels like the moment you take a penalty, it's a 50-50 shot coin flip of whether or not your opposition is going to score against you. And it's so defeating, the feeling of that march to the box, the other guys, the PKers hopping over the boards and going out there to feels like lamb to the slaughter type situation right now for the Oil. But I don't have a strategy to tell you that to figure it out. That's not my game. I'm not the X's and O's. And even Doobie hasn't had much of an answer for us.
Yeah, well, Stewart's career rests in finding an answer at the moment. I just thought this is a scenario where Murphy is just like coming off of something that visibly is bothering him.
I thought he was done, by the way. He was... I thought bone maybe broken, whatever. Hockey tough for him as well.
So they had started with Nurse, Murphy, Savoy, and Lazar for that kill. We never, as you pointed out earlier, saw Emberson try. Maybe if there were more. I like that, McDavid didn't need to be thrown out. Again, there was never like a really stretch because the second power play maybe has a minute total to it, but it did just remain Bouchard and would have been Bouchard and Wallman would have been the other combo that was out. So again, it was good that they didn't get into too many shorthand scenarios, but the whistles will level, if not tilt, in the Ducks' favor for Game 6. That's kind of, expected, is all I'll say. You know what I mean? So,
but now the Edmonton Oilers power play is going to wake up.
Well, absolutely. And I mean, they've scored 3 power play goals in the last 2 games. So
it's just about entering the zone, feels like right now for the Oilers.
Honestly,
with the power play, which is crazy because for years now I've said we have the human cheat code, the human slingshot, Connor McDavid. I joked that throughout the years of watching McDavid on the power play, I forgot where I came from. Remember the decade of darkness of 90 seconds trying to get the puck in the zone and then 30 seconds to try and make it work? And it's not that bad right now. It's nowhere near that. But it feels like once they get in, they have possession, they're getting chances, they're getting opportunities, they're working it around. It's improved throughout the series as we've moved along here. And hopefully the floodgates continue to open up for the Oilers' star players and their star-manted advantage. With good comes bad, with bad comes oily. You can help us out, chat. Once again, I keep forgetting to tell Brett these before we go live, so I've got the Spitball Live. maybe I'll say, because maybe I'll say going McDry. I'll say going nuclear and Nobby deciding to do that. The natural stat trick numbers, 5v5, not great for the three of Draisaitl, McDavid, and Kapanen. Earmuffs, expected goals for percentage of 21% in 11 minutes and 40 seconds of ice time. So I'd say sticking with them. And we actually do have a clip here of Chris Knobloch. I'm curious what his response is here about the decision to go McDry and really more so the decision to split up Draisaitl, Podkolzin, and Kasperi Kapanen, because that trio through 4 games was the Oilers' best trio, and it wasn't even particularly close. So the Oilers might be that decision. And here is head coach Chris Knobloch on the decision.
You make the decision to split them up and put Connor and Leon together. Like, how much thought goes into that? And I imagine you don't take lightly splitting up a line that had been playing as well as they had been playing.
Yeah, no, it was a very difficult decision because, like you said, they were really good. They were our best line throughout the series, and whether it was defensive responsibilities or chipping in offensively, they were really good. I guess the one thing why we went to that was, I had a lot of confidence in Podkolzin and Nuge and Hyman playing together, very similar to last year in the playoffs where it was a Kane, Nuge, and Hyman in the playoffs, and they were a really good line for us, and unfortunately we had to break them up when Hyman got hurt. Obviously he's not available in the end of the series. But anyways, that's partially the reason why we went with that line, because I had a lot of confidence those three being able to play defensively strong, and whether it's against their other top lines or being able to chip in offensively.
This is where, Connor and Leon were amazing. They led this team from the front. Kapanen, I thought, was good too, but that's why I said I think the rest of the lineup needs credit for that. They were able to do their own thing and allow the Oilers to keep up the top guys, and that includes what Nobby just mentioned, the Nuge, Hyman, Podkolzin trio. That's the benefit of the Nuge, baby. The Swiss Army knife, the utility tool that can play wing, can play center in a pinch when you need them, and then you add in 2 guys, workhorses in Pods and Hyman, and those guys, in my opinion, can work with pretty much everyone. They deserve credit too, because those 3, they were pretty good in this game as well.
Well, they're the reason that the line changes work, to be honest. I mean, they controlled their minutes of ice, I thought, much better than the McDavid Draisaitl
They held
line.
up their end of the bargain.
Well, in all 3 zones, and obviously they outscored 2-0, and the McDavid Draisaitl line 1-0. But I just thought overall that there was more going on, and there was more of a finish to their game, whether it was finishing their hits, a couple more retrievals, and those types of plays. Again, I just don't know, because all season long, the McDavid Draisaitl combination, when they've been united, it hasn't been a winning formula for the Oilers. So this is really interesting because I presume they'll keep it together at least to start Game 6. These were the lines that helped them win Game 5. But, if the Nuge, Hyman, Podkolzin line isn't as successful early on in Game 6, is there a tendency to revert back? What will it revert back to? So I think just something to just pay attention to. But I do think Nuge, Hyman, and Podkolzin deserve, honestly, a bit more credit for the 5-on-5 play that they contributed.
They were damn good in this game, so that'll do it. The good, the bad, the oily. Somebody wanted me to mention the Leon getting drilled in the back. We did that earlier on in the show. That's bad. That's bad from the refs. That's bad from Chris Kreider. It's oily that Leon was able to get up and pop back up after that and stay in the rest of the game. Oilers center depth getting tested. Tested here.
It's been a test.
It's been a test. A couple super chats to add. The Hippie Man X699. I called Zach Lang Waz while intoxicated at Greta.
Oof.
I feel like I brought shame upon my family. Bordzy, you're a stud. Cup year.
Cup year.
Should I tell the Hippie Man what was said in our group chat earlier?
Yes.
Let me just scroll up and find
release
it.
the file.
I did hear about you doing this.
I'm not in this group chat because I don't have it.
You're green, so we can't. Not allowed. You can't be a part.
It's called segregation.
You can't be a part.
Yeah,
of
I know, Battle. You're in the group chat. Everyone's in the group chat. Everybody loves Raymond.
I don't know where it is. I can't find it from what day it was, but I'll paraphrase. It was Zach going, somebody just came up to me at the bar and asked me if I was Waz. And Zach said he was frozen. He didn't know what to do. He was
stunned.
He was at a loss for words. I'll be real with you. When I first got hired, I thought Waz was like 40 years old. And I was shocked to find out he was younger than me.
Yeah, I grew up with the kid.
And then I met him and I went, yeah, this guy's not 40 years old.
No.
This guy's definitely not 40.
He might not even be
But
30.
the hippie man, you're forgiven. Thank you for the donation to the Ben Stelter Foundation. Should we add Waz to the Venn diagram of Battle, Zach Lang, and who was the other person?
Me.
Yeah, sorry, what the fuck?
Sorry, another group chat about the Venn diagram.
Forget about him.
I had a whole flight of a guy who thought I was Zach Lang. So that's
Yeah, you
it
told me
also.
that, yeah.
On the flight back from Vegas, where I was.
If
dying.
any of you call me Tyler Yaremchuk, I swear to God, I'm punching you square in the nose. I'm doing it square in the nose. I love you. But you understand. You understand. Mr. Burns, $2. First playoff game ever. Love this team. Cup year.
Cup year.
What was your first? Have you ever been to a playoff game?
Yeah.
I've been to one.
So
with you, Brett.
My first one, through Connect, we got to go to like a handful of games in the 22 run. So I've actually been to some biggies. My first one was game 1 against the Kings in 22. I was telling you about Game 7 of that series that I was at.
You want to share with the class what you told me, or you want to keep that in?
Oh, I can share.
You can share that.
I don't care. It's easily the most drunk I've ever been in my life. Was Game 7. McDavid scores that goal. Good night, Jim Kite. That's the last thing I remember. I remember waking up at 3 in the afternoon the next day, absolutely mangled. It was a fun night.
That's playoffs, baby. Do so responsibly. Do so safe. But enjoy these runs.
Yeah, we had a driver from Bonnyville, so it was good. I was at the Mike Smith game. It's Calgary. That was nerve-wracking.
Oh.
The closeout game against the Avs.
That doesn't sound as fun.
The Campbell Trophy win over the Stars the first time, and game 2 of the final.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
I've only been to the handshake one against Vegas.
Yeah,
with you.
Brett and I got to go to Game 6 of the second round, Oilers Golden Knights, when you knew they were going to lose that game, lose the series.
They were up too,
and we always joked that every single person at Oilers Nation was at the game, and we all met up in Fort Hall, and we're like, who's running the company?
And nobody knew that everybody was coming. We were just sitting in Fort Hall in the Molson Ice or whatever it is.
I think the fans and the followers might be pissed tonight.
And you're like, hey.
And what I do remember is they were getting smoked after 40 minutes, and me and Brett were like, how many beers do you think we can drink in 20 minutes?
Yeah.
The answer? A lot.
Yeah.
Even before you joined, me and Brett would, this year on pre-gaming, when he joined me, we'd be down at Dog Patch getting free beers, and it would be, you want to see how many beers we can drink in 60 minutes? Fun game to play.
Yeah.
Fun game to play.
Yeah.
That was
But
the
you
start of
have
this
to
year.
pee. That's the problem.
That's just it.
You need your jugs.
Urination.
Final one. Chad Oman's in $2. All capitals. Take the Ducks to the train station. Don't know about that.
No, it's because across the street there's a train station, really nice train station.
Right.
that I was telling you about.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's the one.
It's definitely one.
That's
really
Everybody
nice.
knows that.
You can have prom there.
Everybody knows that.
It's really great.
I'll take California train stations for sex.
in Orange County.
Yeah.
Quick shout out, Toyota. They're the best. The Prairie Toyota dealers, to be specific. Looking to dominate off the ice as much as your team does on it? Well, check out the Toyota Tacoma. Its standard I-Force engine boasts an impressive towing capacity of up to 6,400 pounds. In fact, it's the most powerful Tacoma ever. So whether you're hauling gear to the rink or heading to an away game, you can tackle it with ease. The available panoramic multi-terrain view monitor gives you a live underfloor view to navigate even the toughest terrain with ease. When it's time to load up, the available power liftgate makes loading your gear in and out a cinch. Experience power, capability, and convenience with the Toyota Tacoma. Been a Toyota man for more than half of my life. Shout out. Shout out. They do fine things. Let's go now Let's get to the Jeans chat. I'm curious what you guys thought. I have one candidate that jumps out immediately, which also turns it into a second candidate. So I think we're stocked here. We're locked, loaded, ready to go. Brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky. Only the finest tasting meat products earn the Wilhauk name. Made from 100% pure Alberta beef. Their jerky is aged, seasoned, smoked, and marinated to savory perfection. All right. The Jeans, do you guys have any candidates that jump out to you off the dome, or do you want me to go first?
I mean, Doc a bit.
That's one of my candidates. You got three. That's one of them.
Because that was just, untimely. Yeah, I'm curious to hear your names. I've got
the referees. Once again, I'm over game 4. Yeah. I'm past it. I've moved on. I don't care. That puck was over the line. It was just a process, whatever. What I cannot understand is how you could be within eye shot, be on the ice, and watch Chris Kreider take multiple strides directly into the back of number 29, Leon Draisaitl. All Kreider can see is the 2 and the 9, and he delivers a dangerous hit that has Leon go top of his head first into the boards, crashes in, keep saying it. I can't believe he popped up as quickly as he did. But how the fuck can you be on the ice for an NHL playoff game and miss this? Not you see them. They're around there. I just think this is egregious. Had Leon been hurt, and I hate that you have to play into this, right? That if he stays down on the ice, is this called something? Is it reviewed? Could it even be a major? It's debatable, and there wasn't even a 2-minute minor on the penalty. The play continued to go along. Eventually later, Zach Hyman tried to get some street justice himself, matching coincidental minors there. But the Jeans, I don't know how you can be given an NHL playoff game and miss a call that blatantly obvious and that blatantly dangerous.
No
the other
notes.
skip spin zone is that Chris Kreider gets denim too because he's the one who actually made the hit.
No notes. I didn't want to interrupt because that's a clip. Dostal.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, now you can
take a load off.
There you go.
Are they going to come at me like they did for you?
Yeah, I don't know.
This guy doesn't fucking know puck. That's a clean hit.
Yeah, probably not. I think they'll be in your corner there. Dostal. You get the yank. 3 goals on 6 shots. He wasn't at his best. I don't think he's been that great this series. I don't think he's been that good.
Really going
Should
into...
I do the voice in the face? Billy Yusuf. He's been that good. He's not been the big reason why they're winning.
The BBL short circuiting right now. That's what powers him up. Yeah, it's
3rd best goalie in the series.
Like what I want to say in my real voice is
maybe the 4th best goalie in the series.
We made this joke when they pulled Dostal out of the game. You went immediately, and we've said it. It's debatable that he might have been the 3rd best goalie in the series. The moment he went in, I went, could he be the 4th best goalie?
Yeah.
And give credit where credit's due because Husso was actually a dog. He was pretty
some stops.
Pretty good in this game, man. He stopped 10 of 11 for a .909 save percentage, and it was the quality of stop at a couple points. You're down 3-0 early. You got to make the switch to do something in Joel Quenneville's case to stop the momentum, stop the bleeding. Husso did exactly that. The only goal he allowed was a power play, boosh to Connor, to Leon, to the back of the net. A lot of goalies have fallen victim to that. We saw and we heard there, I guess you read it. I didn't see or hear any of it. Well, I heard you read it.
Yeah.
That he's committed to going back to Dostal in game number 6, which he probably should. He's been their guy all season long, but it needs to be said, Husso looked better tonight than Dostal has on most.
Yeah, and the Oilers did not test Husso enough. Like he comes in, they have that power play. They didn't test him enough on that one look. But he'll come back in game 6 and probably they always have to prepare for Dostal's best game because this is all the makings, right? They're coming back home. He just gets yanked. I think there'll be a lot of focus on him playing a much better game, and the Ducks trying to support him a lot better. But Dostal's had the timely stop, the save on McDavid right at the end of regulation of Game 4. A couple stops there in Game 2 as the Oilers were trying to come back, right? So there's been a handful. It just hasn't been the, as I explained in the paths, and what many Oilers fans were worried about, is can he steal games here? He hasn't really. And hasn't had to necessarily, but he hasn't. So it's just something to say, okay, the Oilers can get to this guy.
It just showed he's human, he's beatable. We were talking a lot on pre-gaming that there's so many reasons to believe, because hope will never die. There's all the star players haven't been at their best. If the Oilers could fix the special teams issue and that, I added, Dostal had been sharp in the series. Do not get me wrong. He won more games than either of our Edmonton goaltenders. But he's beatable, and it wasn't like he was doing anything that has you sitting here going, man, they're getting goalied right now, and the Oilers can't buy a goal. It was a lot of what the Oilers weren't doing, not putting traffic in front, and we saw it tonight. Pulled after 10 minutes, 3 goals on, was it 8 shots? 6 shots?
6 shots. So Alicia,
3 goals on 9 shots now.
Our intern, Alicia, the Oilers admin stole her phone. For the team walking down out of the tunnel onto the ice. She's got a clip at Leash Dog.
Leash Dog? I'm on her page right now.
Yeah, 4 hours ago.
4 hours ago. Okay.
Oilers men stole my phone, all caps.
Well, it looks like she got her phone back. She's filming stuff.
Yeah, I think they give it back.
That's so sick. Yeah. That's a great video.
That's cool.
Nice. Leash Dog's been an awesome addition to Oilersnation HQ. Yeah. She's more on the writing side.
Yep.
She just gets to hang out with us when we're watching Jeopardy or making ridiculous jokes and comments as we do.
Yeah.
She's a good hang. Go Zach Hyman.
She writes some NHL notebooks, some top 100s, and the intern diaries on the weekends. So that's kind of the inner look behind the curtain. What goes on. So this is pretty...
Shout out to the admin.
Pretty neat.
And for giving it back.
Yeah.
And for giving it back. Can confirm Oilers staff, not thieves. There we go. See, this is as close as I get to a playoff game now, because I haven't been to one in years. Probably won't go to one for years.
Yeah, pre and post. It's a double-edged sword.
You get the raw end of the deal for sure, especially when your fearless leader, Jay Downton, is constantly in the group chat, which you're not a part of.
Which
so that's
I
good.
never
have. So don't worry about that.
Never had a chance.
But he puts them in and he goes, who wants the tickets? And 90 seconds later, Waz is in there going, I'd like him. I'd like him. I'd like him.
It's literally
I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Yeah. It's Waz all the time.
It's always Waz.
But fair enough. He's quick on the trigger. All right. Shout out to Leash Dog. Shout out to the admin. Let's go now to Bordzy's Bankroll. 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Take advantage of Bet365's 3-goal early payout feature, where if you bet on your squad before puck drop, money line, and they go up by 3 goals at any point, you get paid. It is that simple. 19 plus. Please play responsibly. I was so confident in it being the over, and I was correct in thinking that way. I was so confident in Connor Murphy. Yeah, sorry, the under. Jesus. So confident in Connor Murphy getting 2+ blocks. Darnell Nurse has to be the one who doesn't get it done for me. So I needed 2 shots from him. He finishes with just 1 on the evening. It was only a total of 5 goals, so I could have even teased this down to the 6.5. I was scared. I wanted the push option.
Yeah.
If there was 7 total, which I stand by. And then Connor Murphy. He got banged up in this game. It was a weird one when he was defending Troy Terry one-on-one and he went down. Something happened where his hand got hit and immediately ripped his hand out of his glove, skated to the bench, clearly in pain, did not miss much, if any, time because he was out there immediately for the PK. But he in this game had 4 blocks, so I could even tease that up a bit. But Darnell couldn't get it done for him.
Yeah, that backhand one, that limp backhand.
There was a moment in the game late that he had a rush chance.
Him and Lazar were approaching the blue line, and Lazar just chipped it in, and they both peeled off.
I was like, this is it. We joke about the Darnell shot prop It's not because he's going to be putting pounding rubber and effective pucks on the net. It's because he's end of shifts just flubs one over at the goalie's pad.
Yeah.
But they all count the same at Bet365. And in the moment, perfectly drawn up. I was already getting ready to stand up. They just dump it in and go change, which I get. They're not playing for me. They're trying to win the game. They did win the game. But damn it. And then on top of that, the wheel was unsuccessful as well.
Kapanen, Bouchard.
Bouchard was passing. Bouchard was a distributor tonight.
I will say about your bankroll, I mean, this is good for the Oilers overall. You're back to basics, 2 out of 3. Back into the, familiar territory.
That actually is a good spin zone because when the Oilers play well, it's usually the middle one, Brett, that I don't hit. 90% of the time it's that one, which I always sit there for 20 minutes going, which one am I going to put in the middle? Oh, God. So I try and put the worst odds, not the juiciest. The juiciest goes on the right.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes out for that now. You're going to start to notice that.
Trends, angles.
You're not going to get it anywhere else besides pre-gaming and
DNA.
After Dark. All right, let's go around the NHL. We'll play the sound in a second, but it's brought to you by Lease Busters. Shout out to them. They're a great friend here on Oilers Nation After Dark, because if you're stuck in a car lease and you want out, Lease Busters connects you with someone to take it over. There's no penalties. There's no buyout headaches. It's a simple process with Lease Busters. They're effective, man. Instead of paying thousands to break your vehicle lease early, you can transfer it. Lease Busters makes that process simple. Check them out, their website, online, for more information. All right, around the NHL this evening. Give me the sound. Man, I'm not good with this.
You prepped yourself.
I know. It's because I'm trying to open up internet browsers to
and
get
then he
to
looked
everything.
at me like I missed my fucking cue.
Come on, Brett. Just play it. Just cut me off. Bruins, they stay alive, much like the Edmonton Oilers. It's a 3-2 series. However, for them, Game 6 is going back to Boston, shipping up to Boston. It's a 2-1 OT winner, and it's David Pastrnak. If you saw the highlight, it was nasty. Yeah. Partial breakaway, one-on-one, get off me type situation. And the moment you knew that it was 88 going down the ice, you felt like they were gonna be successful. They stay alive. Ryan Whitney was in the Sabres arena tonight. It was a big deal. He was out there with the rollerblade guys. I don't know if you saw the video. He was trying to chug out of the Sabre thing. Absolutely pathetic attempt from the Whit Dog. I love him to death. Once an Oiler, always an Oiler, and I'm a big Stoolie. That's not acceptable. You've chugged a beer before. It was not good. Even Portnoy was quote tweeting it and going at him immediately. It's been a tough week for Whitney because he was, after the OT review, he was getting it from all angles, I will say, on national TV the next day. But he's a fan. He's one of us.
Well, I probably didn't help with the narrative because then on Hockey Fights, my hockey fight on this day was Whitney getting absolutely pumped in a fight as well. Somebody asked,
"Way to pile on?" That's good.
I didn't realize. Someone tagged him and asked why his punches were in slow motion. So.
Well, it's good. Boston sports got to win because their head coach in New England.
I don't want to talk about it. ... I will say this, that every time I open my phone, it feels like there's a new controversy or something to do with Mike Vrabel and Diana
Should I make you a
Rossini. Playlist? She deleted her Spotify account, Menzies.
Anyone else waiting for a blue sweater?
Yeah.
In the mail?
Yeah. Today there was a moment. So I'm not kidding when I say, so if you're unaware
Mike Vrabel.
with the Patriots situation, it's not good. It's not
Porter,
not a
Diana
good guy
Rossini.
stuff for your head coach that I've talked so glowingly about in the past. But it feels like every 24 to 48 hours, there's a new horrible angle and story on this. And you were sitting next to me today, and you just pulled out your phone, and you went like, oh, Aaron, did you see this? And I so legitimately looked at you and was just like, man, fuck off. I can't take, what now? What now did they find out? There was nothing there. For now. Yet, I know we're here to talk hockey. We don't need to talk Vrabel, and I frankly don't want to talk Vrabel and Rossini.
Then he had TMZ on him, which was crazy.
Yeah.
Don't worry, he underwent counseling.
It was good that the mic cut out, and
that was a cool moment.
"Oh Canada" was sung by the Sabres fans, the Sabres faithful, and they didn't let a Mike miscue ruin the moment.
So it was online. I saw some people talking about, like, why are they playing the Canadian anthem in Buffalo if it's two American teams? So the more you know, because Buffalo is so northern and they have so many Canadian fans and people that cross the border daily, they play the anthem no matter what. And it was a really cool moment. I also felt like during it and you could never, as the singer, you don't even know if it's cutting out or not. You're trying to keep in tune and singing. But she kept singing, so it kept cutting in and out.
Yeah.
When I was kind of like, hey, PA guy, just cut the mic and let the people take it over right now. But, hey, USA and Canada together at last, having a hug over the national anthem. That's nice. And then the other series, the Wild on the road get it done. They beat the Stars 4-2. They now have a 3-2 series lead. Heading back to Minnesota for a Game 6 that it's crazy because it feels like Minnesota for years has just been trying to get over this crazy hump. Job's not finished. Kobe Bryant, job's not finished. I still fully believe that series is going 7 games.
Yeah.
My same logic applies to the Lightning and the Montreal Canadiens. It's just too entertaining for it not to go 7 games, but the Wild have a chance to do something big on home ice. I'm sure Bill Guerin's probably pretty pleased about that one.
Well,
He's taking some swings.
They got 17 million reasons why they want to close this out on home ice and break this 7 consecutive playoff series losing streak. So it'll be a biggie. But their top players came to play. Kaprizov did. Boldy's been terrific. It's been a highly structured series. And, Dallas, they got some questions. They got questions brewing.
Maybe it won't be a Western Conference Finals rematch this season. Also, how's Team Oilers Nation's fantasy pool doing? Because I know you guys took Kaprizov, you took Boldy, Pods. That's good right there.
Hagel, Gensel,
and
Roslovic.
Well, that sounds like a pretty good team, boys.
Brock Faber.
Yeah. Why did you take Brady Tkachuk? I'll never.
Wow.
Sorry.
But where are you?
Shut up.
Kachuk and Luukkonen are gonna screw us.
You'd say it. I knew you'd say it.
Somebody answer my question. Where are you on the standings?
I don't know.
I said first.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're first. We are first.
I don't know the
right
login.
Are you guys allowed to win the money?
No.
Kidsport will benefit.
I would assume Kidsport would get that. Yeah. Sick. Wow.
It's early.
Let's go. Team Polish Robots, correct?
Robot.
Just
the one. Just the one that Wazzel showed us.
There's one was.
He showed us this Polish robot that's just taking it's by storm in Poland, and I don't know what its purpose or function is. It was chasing.
It's iRobot. It's the start of iRobot.
Yeah,
they look like the bots from iRobot.
It was like chasing wild boar and then firing up football fans at a stadium, and then was on like a podium at like a press con. It's literally the end of the world. And Waz was just cackling, laughing, loved it.
You're laughing right now.
It's part of the problem.
Yeah.
It's the end of the world. Now robot is happening, and you're laughing right now. Anyways, we're going to name it our fantasy team.
Yeah, Polish. So I was under the gun. Maddie's like, what are you going to call your team? I'm like, Polish robot. I don't know.
Yeah. It's
felt like Ramrod would have been too vulgar.
Car Ramrod. The other thing that happened in that Wild Stars game, Jamie Benn took a nasty shot, or he delivered a nasty shot up high to Ryan Hartman. Yeah, Brett, if you go to x.com, the everything app, you can see it. I'm curious if there will be any discipline. So in the play, you'll see it. Jamie Benn takes a stick up high, goes down, looks pretty pissed off, and then decides to take matters into his own hand. He delivers one cross-check to the back of Ryan Hartman, and then he delivers a second one to the back of Ryan Hartman's head. And hey, I'll be the first guy to say it. I despise Ryan Hartman. I think he is a scumbag of a hockey player out there on the ice, but you can't do stuff like that. I saw somebody in the chat said, do you think he's going to get any discipline? To be honest with you, no. No would be my answer. If you made me pick yes or no.
My first time seeing it.
But it's not good. This is very bad. Could happen. Not good. I don't know if that's, especially if it's a do or die game 6. I don't think Jamie Benn's getting suspended.
That's interesting. That could be a game.
If at max, to me, that's one game. It's very worthy of one game. I just don't know when you take into...
It should have been a major. When did it happen?
I'm not sure. I forget. It happened 5 minutes left in the third. Oh, 5:12. 5:12 to be specific.
You could get a game for that. It's not good, and then you jump on them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just scum on scum crime. I mean...
I at least have respect for some of the scum that Jamie Benn can be.
Yeah.
Or at least more so than Ryan Hartman, I'll say. So Hartman on this play, I guess, got an interference. Ben got a cross-check, and it went 4-on-4. One of those seems worse than the other.
The National Hockey League presents the playoffs.
That doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense, but it is what it is. For other around the NHL tomorrow, you got Habs Lightning. That one's at 5 p.m. Mountain. You got Penguins Flyers. Can they take it to 7 games? It's in Philly. Once again, that's much like, I mean, it's not the same. They were down 3-0, but Philly, Game 6 on home ice. All of the pressure is on them. If they do not win Game 6, and you got to go back to your rival franchise, rival city in Pennsylvania, go to Pittsburgh, that is going to be a hostile environment. And after losing, if in this case, losing 3 games in a row, Philly better win tomorrow night or buttholes be clenched.
Well, absolutely. And the problem the Flyers have is they're not that good.
I was just going to say,
what I mean?
They're not good.
It's not like they're this behemoth team. It's like, oh, what's happening is like they have to structure their way. They have to play a tight, effective game every time for them to be in these games. You remember what was it, Game 2? They won 3-0, but were severely outchanced and outplayed 5-on-5. You know what I mean? So that's flipped back. I kind of thought the whole Rust not taking the fight with Konechny, that whole situation, like
that was some of the softest stuff of it. Well, maybe not the softest, but soft.
Yeah, but the type of like turning your back on a situation that ends teams. But credit to the Penguins, and if the Pens get out to leads, then, you know, how are the Flyers pushing to get back in games? You know, they scratched Mishkov. You know, I saw a comment today online that said if Tyson Forster's name was Tysonov-Forsterov, he would have been out of the lineup 2 games ago. But, you know, there's been a whole tension between Toggin and Mishkov this year, but they need to find a way to score. And the game winner, what turned out to be the game winner for Letang, did you see that goal last night? The Flyers had clawed back, and then Letang, the puck hit the end boards, popped out, hit the back of Vladar, and then went in. So it was one of those, a puck luck bounce.
And then what I liked is at the end of the game, you had Chris Letang jostling with youngster Porter Martone, where my computer is completely frozen on me right now, so we're flying blind here for the rest of the show. Sick. Buckle up. But I believe it was paraphrasing here, but something like Chris Letang played in the NHL days before Martone was born or something like that. Maybe it was, somebody fact check me on that, but either way, it was hilarious, and you could just see the straight up fear in Martone's eyes of like, oh shit, I pissed off a legend and whatnot. It's an interesting realm in this series. But
yeah, I was curious what Letang was saying to him, because they both, like, Letang was calm.
But he looked pissed. But
they
calm.
were like angry, and it didn't look like he was yelling necessarily. He was just like remaining calm and holding Martone.
Which like kind of hits way harder in that moment. I'd be way more scared of that, of the guy just not breaking eye contact with me.
Yeah.
And being Chris Letang
like,
once
you
again.
guys are losing. You're about to choke.
That'd
we
be
have
actually
so
unreal
much
if he said that.
experience on this team. We've won so many Stanley Cups. You don't even know.
The tweet was from Michael Amato. Letang played his first NHL game a few days before Porter Martone was born. But my favorite wording on this was, oh shoot, where is it? The concept of Letang going at it with Martone, who was still baking in the oven while Letang was playing NHL games. I think is the best way to put it.
That's better wording. That's not the one I saw, but I would have had it better if I saw that one.
That's fair.
Final thing, should we get into the voicemails,
We should,
boys?
yeah.
The voicemails.
We've vamped enough.
Yeah, it's also 1 a.m. local time almost right now.
Where's Doobie?
He's probably waking up for the airport right about now. Yeah. Doobie in the chat. What are you doing? How do you feel about the Oils' effort? But it's voicemails, and that's brought to you by GMC Truck Month. Truck Month. And that means it's your opportunity to get into a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Pro Graphite Crew Cab and 0% financing for 72 months. You're getting a 2-inch factory lift with off-road suspension, a powerful 5.3-liter V8 engine, and a commanding presence that demands attention when you're on the road. Hurry in now to go see the Sierra 1500 Pro Graphite Crew Cab in person and take advantage of Truck Month. Truck Month. Before it ends. Once again, May 2nd is when Truck Month officially ends. Producer Brett, how many voicemails did we get tonight?
Ooh, we got a couple. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. 7. We got 7. I'm so sick that I did that. All right. Let's start off a little hairy, why don't we? Literally. This voicemail's from Harry.
Hey, Oilers Nation, it's your boy Harry. My computer died, so no fancy mic tonight for Bordzy to confuse as an AI voice. Where was this team for the first 4 games? The team that showed up tonight is the Edmonton Oilers that I've known and loved during the peaks of their play for the last 4 years. Tonight was very reminiscent of the Game 6 win back in 2017, although we've got a bigger mountain to climb this time. I'm hoping that going back to Orange County has a different outcome, but I need a battered fan shelter, boys. If hope is cyanide, then let me drink the poison. Oilers in 7, baby. It's a fucking cup year until it isn't.
Cup year. Harry, you're the best, and it doesn't matter what mic you have. I'm always gonna think that voice is. I can feed families. That's a generational voice right there.
Generational voice.
That's good. Bang. Give me a bang next time. Give me a Mike Breen. But yeah, dude.
Great call.
It's why we sit here night in, night out, and we get mad when the Oilers don't play as well, is because that performance, what you saw tonight, what you saw in the first period, is what they are capable of doing night in and night out. It's just a matter of will they do that night in and night out. Brett, who we got?
Let's move on to not a righty, but a lefty. This one's from Southpaw.
What up, Oilers Nation? Southpaw here. Shout out the Super Chats. The best chat, hands down. Great game plan. Have a better first, then Anaheim can play a second. Nice. Boosh is filthy. Just great play. Okay, here's David.
David Attenborough. What can you say? Pulsating action tonight. Great game by the Oilers. If I might say, they really remind me of an animal I saw, believe it or not, in Africa. Come on, it is the African buffalo. Even when being attacked by lions, they can turn the tables and fight back. But I digress.
Yeah.
Well, it's late, and I didn't put much thought into this. So, cup year.
Cup year.
Cup year. Hey, you got the David Attenborough voice. You put in more than enough thought. All right, you did everything that I needed you to do. I love the commitment to the bit.
Well, I love how it starts. It sounds like David Attenborough is like walking down a hallway toward.
I was like, who's
taking
joining
the
him
phone
there?
over? You know what I mean? Because it's like, what's that noise?
Hey, David, get in here for a quick sec.
Yeah.
There you go. This is for you.
Yeah.
The boys want to talk.
What's on your phone? No, I'm kidding.
It's us because my computer won't work, so I want to read the chat.
That's
hilarious. Oh my god. The BBL is harvested.
I'm adding an extra view, trying to boost the numbers.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Throw down my courtesy like, so why don't you as well, folks in the chat?
Baby.
All right, this next one's coming from Vinny.
Lucas.
Cup
year. Yep.
A man of few words. I respect it. I understand it. And it worked. It worked tonight, folks. So we did hear some Lucas chants during the game, which I want to shout out to Devin Dubnyk for telling us. We now know forever. Always chant the first name. Quote, it's disrespectful to call a goalie by his first name.
Yeah.
So, hey, we appreciate that call. Thank you for that.
Dostal, Postal.
Oilers in 7.
Postal. This next one's coming in from Kyle.
Huge W tonight for the Oilers, fellas. Bordzy, I love ya. Hope will never die. Connor will take us to the cup. We are winning this thing, scraping it back, and we're going to take it to Anaheim, in Game 6. Let's go, Oil.
Cup you. That's my boy K-Sums. I know that voice.
No way,
I can
really?
pick that voice out of a lineup. Kyle, shout out. Thanks for joining the chat. He's a Leafs fan through and through, but he's an Oilers Nation fan. He loves the boys, supports the fellas, and he lives in Edmonton. So, like, you do want the Oilers to win, and he's proud enough to... I mean, he's watching Oilers Nation postgame shows, for fuck's sakes. He comes down to Greta to enjoy with us.
Yep.
Now we go, baby. This is what happens when you hold on to hope. And I had a little bit of hope tonight. You know what I'm going to have on Thursday? A little bit more hope.
Yeah.
And then you know what I'm going to have on Saturday? God forbid? A lot of hope
Anxiety.
in Game 7. A drinking problem. That's argument coming responsibly.
It's funny, he put his full name on here, and I was like, I feel like I recognize that name, so that makes sense. Definitely not the last one. But this next one's coming in from a little bit of an optimistic man. This is Rusty.
That's the Oilers I've been waiting to see all playoffs. Like, I'm so proud of how they played. We got to talk about Bush on Leon's power play goal. Like, that play at the blue line was exquisite. Like, I don't know. I honestly don't know if there's anybody else in the world who can make that play. That was sublime. So now I'm not a giant fan of how the team sat back in the second and third periods, but, we'll take it. Let's replicate that effort on Thursday and force Game 7 and go from there. Let's go, Oilers. Cup year.
Cup year. It wasn't pretty, but they found a way to do it. And once again, never the greatest strategy for the final 40 minutes to kind of sit back on your heels a little bit. I'd say maybe the second, that wasn't the intention. The third felt like the Oilers were just trying to get to zeros on the clock. But at the end of the day, they did do exactly that. And they shut the door in the third period. Connor Ingram. But yeah, man, you said exquisite. The word's elite. The word's elite for Evan Bouchard. There's not many defensemen who can make the plays that he does and how fast he makes them. And there's the two, right? There's the shot pass that he puts on the tape of Leon Draisaitl, which is a pass coming to Bush that wasn't intended, but it's bang, bang decision making. And then the other one where he keeps it in at the blue line, a little whoop, whoop, give me a whoop, whoop, whoop. Chris Berman, shout out, drops it to Connor McDavid, who puts it on a platter for Leon. Your best players got to be your best players, and Evan Bouchard was the Oilers' best defenseman.
Well, that interview clip dropped with him and Paul Coffey on Sportsnet before, and I just got to say, the unintentional comedy of Bouchard's body language as Luke Gazdick is sitting between them, and Coffey's going off, and Bouchard is just like... He's sitting there and just like staring.
Just so disinterested.
At the ground.
And it's not like, when you're all three lined up like in a row, it's not like, like you're trying to like look out at the camera or whatnot. You can't just, if you don't know what we're talking about, Brett, because you may know, well, maybe we'll do it for pre-gaming on Thursday. We'll show it to Doobie and be like, how does this make you feel? Because it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Are you as awkward as we are?
And awkward. It's a very funny clip. Good interview. We were like, is this weird timing for them to release
Strange timing.
No, it wasn't. Because Bush had 3 apples tonight in this hockey game and was elite. Brett, who's next?
All right, well, thankfully we're in 2026, so this isn't Y2K, but this is Y2 Bay.
Hey.
What is going on, Bordzy? I'm sure Menzies is there. Bread, all the boys. Love you all. Just wanted to make it short and sweet because I'm at work right now. But I went through the depths of hell in my jersey collection, and I pulled out the original royal blue number 36 Drake Kajula jersey tonight. I'm repping that at work. And I mean, it might not be the reason the boys won, but it very well could be the reason that the boys won. So... hope you guys have a great show. And, let's go, boys. Let's go, Oilers. Oilers in 7. Fuck the Ducks. Fuck them. Let's go.
Fuck them. Cup year.
Cup year. You had a similar thought, Brett.
I did. Actually, that's true. And I did it because, hey, I gotta appreciate royalty. He announced his retirement today, so I brought my royal blue Linus Omark jersey tonight. Might be the good luck charm.
Might be. I also like that he said, I went deep in my bag of jerseys. Oh, you grabbed Drake Caggiula?
That's crazy.
That's deep in the bag, brother. That's deep. Now, once an Oiler, always an Oiler. No disrespect is meant. I'm curious, Liam, today, we made a poll on his 3 jersey choices of what he was going to wear.
Ooh.
It was signed Dustin Penner?
Yep.
Orange Jesse Puljujarvi, navy blue Evander Kane.
I went Puljujarvi. I said Puljujarvi.
I'm not allowed to vote. It's weird if Oilers Nation votes on Oilers Nation's own poll.
What would you rather?
Or vote on other things.
What would you rather, shit or poop?
Well, Menzies, let's get that in hour 3. Let's unpack the hell out of that one.
Yeah. But
I'm not allowed to
if
vote.
you brought
They don't let me that on my ID. It doesn't say that.
If you're wearing Caggiula tonight, you're stuck wearing Caggiula. It's the second time I've worn this oil up shirt. I haven't washed it yet.
Well,
and I'm not washing it yet either.
You haven't smelled bad at all. I've spent the entire night next to you, too.
No, I doused it beforehand.
There you go. Attaboy. I got to wear the same pants.
Yeah.
I can't wear the same shirt. I can't do it.
Really?
Or do I have to do it?
You might have to do it.
Kind of.
All the shows are just going to start looking. They're just
Speaking
going to
of
run
Evander
together.
Kane-
If I had to hear Mario
What?
Pouliot tell me once that I wore the same, I won 16 games in a row in the queue, so fuck you. You're going to wear the same shirt, okay? If I had to hear that, he would not approve.
It's true. I can't argue with that. I was going to say Evander Kane owns this same shirt.
Love you, boys. Bye.
Cup you.
Cup you.
Love you. Love you.
Love you.
There
Love
it
you.
is.
They
Tammy?
were saying that the stream, maybe it froze there for Tammy's call, but it's good. Good. Yeah.
My computer's frozen this entire time. But Tammy.
The BBL is fine.
Yeah. That's fine machinery right there. Can I get consent?
Yeah.
Can I get a little?
Ooh.
Atta girl. Tammy, we love you and we've missed you. And I thoroughly mean, I'm not just saying this. It hasn't been the same without you in the chat. You bring such a positive energy. I feel like we're safe with you in the chat. You're just an unreal vibe. We know you've been going through some stuff, so we appreciate everything about you being back in here.
We're gonna need
The people are saying that they miss Tammy. They only miss the voicemail. So maybe we just play the voicemail one more time.
There you go.
Why not?
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, this is Tammy phoning in. I just wanted to let everybody know preemptively that if the Oilers won tonight, it is 100% because KB Stir, Amanda, and I are all wearing our cream Oilers jerseys. So if they won tonight, it's because of us. Just wanted to let y'all know. Love you, boys. Bye.
Cup you. Love you.
Love you.
That's what we did. So, Tammy, you're the queen. There's nobody like you. And, cream up, man. I mean, you guys got to wear them again. Now, what was the record this season? Well, I'm trying to oil up cream. You get it.
It was good.
It was incredible until...
I think it was 4-0-1.
Yeah, because then somebody in the chat maybe researched that. I'll figure it out.
Lost. I think the last time they wore them was at Nashville.
Yeah, it was on the road because they did Chicago, Nashville, right?
Yeah, so I think it was 4-0-1 was the record.
I mean, the proof's in the pudding right there. They are effective jerseys. They can't wear them during the playoffs, but we can sure rock them in the crowd, on our couches, and at some specific venues. One thing I mentioned off the beginning of the show, and I said maybe I'll be able to mention it tomorrow on the socials. Well, we actually did that during showtime. So, Brett, if you want to pull it up, we do have a graphic here where Thursday Game 6, x.com, at Oilers Nation. You can find it. We're throwing a little party, throwing a little event this Thursday, Game 6 at Dogpatch. Doing it downstairs, the building we are in right now. I'm just going to the post for some details. See you at Dogpatch Thursday, April 30th. They've had playoff-themed menu items so far. There's a 12-inch hot dog that Brett got tonight. Battle got it tonight. You got it the other nights. I'm going to need to get it on Thursday. It was pizza night tonight, and Dog Patch was so packed. They crushed all the pizzas. I couldn't even get one.
Yeah, it was busy
standing
downstairs.
room only. It was bumping at Dog Patch.
It was wonderful to see. Good, and it was tough for the staff. Shout out, they did well. People are coming out, and I hope you come out for Game 6 to Dog Patch.
We need everyone pulling on the same rope together, and hopefully we can get it done. Brett, you don't got to worry about it right now. If you as you bring it in, attaboy, that's good producing. That's good work. So Thursday night, Dog Patch, come on down. Limited space is available, so you see it there on the bottom. Email DP manager at stop it. Email that right there, DP manager at rivervalleyco.ca for reservations.
There's multiple ways to contact.
Jesus. And then also, we've got merchandise at nationgear.ca. Check it out. We got hoodies, we got t-shirts, we got hats of 2 different styles. We got the dad hat. We got the flat brim snapback as well. They got the oil derrick on the back, and Menzies is now 2-0 when he's wearing this shirt.
Well, I think we wore Game 2, so it was 1-1.
Oh!
Yeah.
Will the tide be turning?
So the analytics are not as strong, but nevertheless, yeah, what do you do? What do you do?
Tammy, I did say that, but it's on the graphic. You can see it. Don't make me read it again.
That's the email.
There you go. Buff said
DP manager. Okay, it's not funny.
What are they thinking doing that? Why did you ever make that the email?
Yeah.
What the fuck? All right, that'll do it for us tonight on After Dark. I love and appreciate every one of you in the chat. Brett, stop looking at me. We appreciate y'all.
You got 2 people looking at you.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. I love you all. We'll talk on Thursday. Do me a favor. Throw down your courtesy like on your way out. Make sure you are subscribed to the ON YouTube channel. And be sure to email dpmanager@rivervalleyco.ca. We'll talk on Thursday.
You guys got any room?
Goes live tomorrow. We got ONE 12:01 Mountain Standard Time. Talk then before we get canceled. See you later.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.